This is a survival fishing kit that I found last year at a flea market for $50. Today we're going to be using the items in this kit to try to survive out in the largest freshwater body of water in the United States. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. You guys going fishing today?
No, we're going to see wrecks. Shipwrecks.
Oh, the shipwrecks. That's cool. You going over to Madeline Island?
Yeah.
Nice. That'll be fun. It's a beautiful day to do it. Make sure she doesn't run away at me. Thanks for watching my boat, man. Appreciate it. All right, we got the boat all launched. Now we have a pretty far run to make it to where we want to fish today. I'm not only going to be fishing on these waters today, but I'm also going to be camping on them. Inside of some of these compartments, I have a hammock and a sleeping bag, and we're going to be cooking up our catch and sleeping on the lake tonight. We have about a 10 nautical mile run before we get out to this outer island here. And as you can see, this lake is no joke. If I zoom out here, you can see that Lake Superior is actually the largest freshwater lake out of all of the Great Lakes. And by water volume, this is actually the largest freshwater body of water in the world. Without further ado, let's make a run. Oh, wait. Let's put this thing on first. Don't need a man overboard. Now let's take off. It's a lot like the ocean out here. You can't really see any land anywhere. Closest thing that we have in the Midwest to the sea. And we are going to see what we can do to the fish here. We're going to dive in, show you what's all included inside of a World War II military fishing survival kit. So, as you can see, for starters, we've got a nice canvas bag here. On this side, we have a small minnow net. In this compartment right here, there's wire leaders with single hooks on there, looking to be a little rusty. Now, I honestly have no idea what this is, but there's an egg sinker on here with a piece of wood that wraps around it. And then I believe this piece right here is actually a hook sharpener or a knife sharpener because it looks like a whetstone. In this pocket right here, we have a knife. So if I loosen this screw here, you've got this weird, really dull tip knife here. I'm not really sure what the point of having it stored like this is besides safety. Maybe for filleting fish. So we'll try to fillet our fish with that today. And then we've got a various assortment. Well, we have one more knife here, a little X-Acto knife for fine cutting. You can see it's gotten a little bit rusty. And you can see we have a fine assortment of wood and twine. There's lots of different hook sizes and situations that you'd use these in. For instance, there's this one, which it looks like has one very large single hook on it and about an ounce and a half weight on it. And it's tied to some rope. We've got this one, which has a giant harpoon looking thing on it. I believe that you use this to stick into the ground, and then you could actually put multiple lines off of this thing. Also fair to mention that that would be very illegal where I'm fishing right now, so we might not be getting any use out of this one. We have another variation of the one that I just opened with a lighter weight and a smaller hook. I'm going to be guessing this is what I'm going to be using most of today. I'm going to rig something up here. We're going to start bouncing it around, see if we can't get bit on it. First things first, this hook's looking a little sad, so we'll try to use our hook sharpener here. Again, my goal of the day is to catch fish on this and cook it on an island. If I do catch some fish on this, I am going to switch over to some conventional tackle and some not so conventional tackle. But first and foremost, I have to get it done the old-fashioned way. We gotta complete our military fishing kit challenge. It's a beautiful day to be doing it. Let's get a line wet. So I went ahead and grabbed myself some smelt to use as bait. Today we're going to be targeting lake trout. And lake trout love smelt. Oh, those stink. Right now what I'm rigging up is called a quote-unquote meat rig. A meat rig is exactly what it sounds like. Meat on a rig. Kind of looks like we might have some bait or some fish moving around down there, so we're just gonna take our little meat rig with our weight and drop it on down, see what happens. All right, so you can actually see my lure sitting down there. We're at about 50 feet right now. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. Now this is probably gonna be chaos once I actually get a bite. But hopefully we can make something happen here. That'd be pretty sweet. What do you guys think? You think I can do it? This rope is so heavy, like it's absorbing so much water, it's hard to get any feel on the end of the jig, but hopefully I'll be able to tell when a fish hits. For some reason I feel like it'll be pretty obvious. The deepest I've seen so far is 415 feet. Right now we're in about 118. I feel like we might be able to make something happen here. Here, fishy, 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 fishy. I thought I was gonna get bit there. There's a couple fish in the area though. That's a good sign. It's been about 40 minutes sitting at this spot. I've seen 2 fish on the graph. One looked interested. May or may not have grabbed the lure. Kind of hard to tell with this big cotton line on here, but I am gonna rig up some modern rods really quick, and we might end up trolling for a little while just to try to figure out where these fish are. All right, I'm gonna reel this bad boy up for now. I gotta find a larger concentration of fish before I start doing this. All right, time for some scouting. All right, just mark some fish on bottom. See if it turns into a bite here. Looks like there's about 2 or 3 of them. Oh, I got a fish. Yep, hooked up. I was monkeying around with my GoPro. One decided to eat. Oh yeah, a little lake trout. Okay, where's my net at? There we go. Got him. Check him out. Put him in the box. Get him some water. There's a fish. Little lake trout. Got him. Now we gotta catch one with this. All right, got a smelt loaded up, tied on there, little meat rig. Drop it down, see what happens. Just gonna wrap it around that. It's against my better judgment, but I feel like I should try to do 2 lines. Toss this one off the front here. All right, so I just set out both of the military kit lines. We have the big silver one in the back, and then I put a smaller egg sinker one up front. You are legally allowed 3 lines per person in Wisconsin, so we're gonna see if we can just drift and catch a fish. All right, so now if you see either of those lines go tight, you yell, okay? You tell me. Now I'm gonna sharpen my knife on my whetstone, because I'm gonna try to fillet one of those trout with this. Let's just see what we can do here, hey? That needs a lot of work yet. That thing is like a butter knife. Okay, back to work. Let's try this again. All right, thing works pretty good. No fish on the drifting sticks yet. This one I'm gonna smoke. So I'm just gonna cut it up. Some smaller chunks here. Look at that chunk of meat, man. So now I gotta brine this. I'm gonna use I'm gonna wash my hands first. Lots of sugar. Lots of salt. Now we're just gonna fill this bag up to the top of the water until the fish is submerged. Agitate it a little more. There we go. Now we'll let that sit for a couple hours. Usually you're supposed to let it sit for like 6 hours, but I think 2 or 3 ought to do. Oh man, that weather's bad though. We better go. Alright, we gotta reel these up quick because it's looking a little scary. Oh, that would've been bad. Look at it, the rope just snapped. Well, it's a good thing we didn't get a bite on this one. Alright, I really gotta go, man. I can hear thunder. Oh my gosh, it broke again. Oh my gosh, it broke again. It broke 3 times. That sucks. I don't know why in these boating videos that weather always decides to follow me, but that is pretty sketchy. These kids in the dock said they were going looking for shipwrecks. I don't want to be one of them. All right, after a quick cheese curd break, looks like the weather is 30% chance of rain, so we're gonna send it back out. It's better than 100% chance. All right, I've got about an hour, almost 2 hours left of daylight. So we gotta make hay while the sun shines, man. All right. Wow, look how clear this water is. This is insane. All right, well, this is a public campsite. I am in a bit of a predicament because I need to find a spot where I can swing a hammock for the night. I need a couple nice trees is what I need. Not a super fan of this site. We're moving on. All right, I've quite literally driven to 6 different campsites. 6 of them, and they're all full. So you might be camping at the dock spot that I was at an hour ago. Popular place, I guess. All right, we meet again. Okay, well, let's see if we can't rig something up here. All right, 8 campsites later, we're back where we started. However, I don't think that there's a very nice tree here to put my hammock up in. I don't really feel like being on that side of the hill that I was on earlier. So we're gonna sleep on the ground. And by the ground, I mean we're gonna sleep on the dock. I only brought a hammock. I didn't bring a tent. So I'm gonna try to rig up a bug net for myself, at least, so I don't have to deal with the bugs tonight. I think we should be able to make that work. I don't know. I think I can hang my hammock up on these. We're gonna try it. I feel like I'm just gonna be disappointed. Well, there's just no way. It's not gonna happen. I tried. Say what you want about me, but I can make a pretty mean makeshift tent. Alright, so that's our lake trout fresh out of the brine. Honestly, it looks pretty good. We'll throw it on our little smoker here. We'll latch it up for the night. And in the morning, we'll have breakfast. Alright, using this thing today, besides the knife was an absolute epic fail. The rope got like corroded from the rust or something and just snapped in like 3 different spots, and so I actually lost this entire rig. So really the only 2 things that we got use out of today were the sharpening stone and this thing, a new knife. And I actually really liked filleting fish with this. It's pretty nice. Cut through really clean after I got a good edge on it. Not bad. Oh boy. Why? Yeah, that's gonna come and absolutely smoke me. There's a giant storm cycle coming through. I just had camp set up. Was literally about to cook and go to bed. I'm gonna get dumped on. Like absolutely clobbergasted, dumped on. I think that this might go down as one of the most chaotic camping videos that I've ever produced. We pulled the boat because there is a giant storm cell coming through. There's lightning all around. I have a rain fly for a hammock. I don't trust that when my hammock is not set up. All my bedding would have been soaked. It just would have been horrible. So we pulled the boat. I've got the smoker set back up. And our lake trout is in there smoking for the morning. I'm gonna sit inside the truck and wait out the storm. If it's quick, I'll come back out here and cook up my lake trout. Never have I ever camped in this truck before. Alright, even though we caught fish, this is what's for dinner. And I'm not even upset about it. Alright, rain came and went. Only lasted about a half hour. We're cooking up some fish. We're gonna have some fish and udon. I had some Cajun seasoning left over from a different fish fry that I did. So I'll try it on lake trout. I don't think I've ever tried that before. Fresh piece of lake trout. Going in. That's tough to beat. Sensational. Also, I found these udon packs at Costco. I gotta say, these things are pretty fire. Alright, these are just gonna have to smoke all night. Alright, well, it's the first night truck camping in the F-350. Really was not planning this at all, to say the least. This day has been absolutely chaotic. I'm just happy I caught fish, man. I was really looking forward to being able to like swing a hammock and make it easy. I'm absolutely exhausted. I can't believe I'm still awake. It's like midnight right now, and I'm going to sleep like a baby. The good news is in the morning we should have some delicious fresh smoked lake trout. Okay, ready you off. Good morning. Well, at some point in the middle of the night last night, my smoker shut off, so my fish is still very raw. I'm gonna have to cook that on the drive back home. Oh, that sleep last night was pretty rough. All right, 6 hours of smoking later, I think this stuff's finally ready to eat. It turned out pretty awesome, actually. Fresh smoked lake trout, cooked while I was driving. So good. Well, that's gonna go down as probably the most hectic video I've ever made. Safe to say that the military kit was a failure, but we still made the most out of the day and got some fish. Next week, I'm heading out west. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. As always, until next time, you already know the drill. Just keep on trucking.